What's
Can
going
everyone
on?
hear us?
Hey, everybody.
Thank you all, everybody, for joining in on our inaugural Deadstream. I hope we do this again and real soon.
Yes.
Let me just go around the room to the is this left. Yeah, it's my left, Mr. Frank Wojo of Absolutely Retro.
How you doing?
And below me is Mr. Jason Schiermeyer from White Elephant Toys.
Jason.
And we have a magic voice helping us out tonight with Scott.
I'm here.
Show yourself. There you
There
go.
he is.
And I'm Brian. So welcome to a night we've been planning since, gosh, I guess like last fall.
Last fall, yeah. Right.
Yeah. And it just keeps growing and it's been hasn't felt like work, has it?
No, not at all.
Yeah. You know, like today was my day off. I got up at 9 and I've been sitting in this chair for the majority of the day. And I've been so like pleased with with doing this work. And what was funny was the only time I got up was to go to my my neighbor or outside to my front door to photograph some toys on my front lawn. And it's like, I wonder how many times like my neighbors have seen me do this, because I have a rock I really like on my front lawn. And so, but yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days.
Yeah, man. It's I've got one of those rocks in my backyard, so just let you know, both neighbors
Filming rock.
Yeah, they think I'm a little, I guess, strange or something. I don't know. I'm out here. I hear you.
I just experienced that last week myself. I was having such a hard time taking photos inside, and I took some stuff outside and took the photos. It was just like light years better.
There's something about natural light.
Yeah.
You know, I filmed the Tura commercial with one of those railroad backdrops outside, and it was like on my pool yard, and it looked so good. But I guess everybody's seeing and hearing us pretty good, so we're ready to kind of rock and roll with this. So we're here to talk first of all about the project. What we do and what we're into, I guess, and then we'll just talk a little bit about our influences as well. Like for me, this is a dream come true because of my childhood obsession with these toys. This feels really natural for me, and of course, like I'm into rack toys and I'm into outsider cinema and that sort of thing. So this is a dream job. But what about you guys?
Well, I mean, for me, I grew up watching local horror hosts with my uncle and my grandmother, from the Philadelphia area. So time into horror, movies and just any type of even the lowest budget horror to I love those things the best, And my uncle, who got me into Mego, he always used to tell me about these other monster figures that were out, around the same time, and he would describe them to me and that sort of thing. And come to find out later on, they were actually Lincoln monsters that were sharing his love for them with me, and that just kind of grew on me, and just kind of got weaving into my whole action figure fabric, so to speak. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I had a similar background. Just always loved the sci-fi and horror and knockoff toys, and that's kind of how Brian and I got familiar with each other back in the early 90s, like hunting down Lily Letty figures and things like that.
We both had a taste for the weird stuff.
Yeah. And
nice.
So yeah, this was a natural for me as well. It's just pretty much everything I like all rolled up into one. But I forgot
we were eBay arch enemies for a while.
Yeah, we slugged it out for a while.
Right.
I remember one. I think it was like a Letty Bat. It was one of the girls. It was a Batgirl or a Supergirl.
Yeah.
And there were several other ones up, and we were just, when we got to one certain one, I'm like, I'm just going to keep bidding. I don't care.
It was the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Let's have a day. Yeah. I remember that one.
That's how funny is that? Jeez.
I got for toys.
Yeah. Jeez.
But yeah, when Brian had some ideas for some changes to the design and stuff, and at first I was a little skeptical because I kind of wanted to keep it similar to the original. But when I saw the finals, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. It's got all the right nods, but it's something
Yeah.
new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that for me is the thing that I mean, okay, just case in point. I was playing with these today
There
for
you
a certain video,
go. There you
and there's the original Dracula. And
go. Very
yes,
cool.
I think when I think of Dracula, when I was a kid, I thought these were Mego figures.
Mm-hmm.
My dad sold them like right next to Action Jackson, the whole
Right.
thing.
Right.
And when I was like a teenager, I saw an ad in Starlog, and it said Mego Frankenstein. I ordered, and I got the Mego Frankenstein. What the hell is this?
Right.
And then I went to a show, and my friend said, "There's a Frankenstein Mego over here," and it was like an AHI, and I was like, "No,
Right.
that's not a Mego." And it took me forever. So, but like this outfit is iconic and wonderful, and it's also like I can see right through the cape. And of course he's very, as they say, breaky.
Right.
And case in point too, this I pulled this Frankenstein out of a mailer box.
Okay.
He'd never been played with. He's never been, I could not get him to stand properly today for like 3 minutes. And it's like, yeah, okay. So yes, I love them, but they didn't have to be so poorly manufactured. And then that opens up, well, why don't we make them look a little cooler, a little more, I think, what were we calling it? Like, or it was me calling it, not we, like dumpster chic, like,
yeah.
Yep.
Were they? None of them were licensed, right?
No,
AI or the Lincoln.
No, the AHIs were, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Until a certain period where they were no longer officially. There's no universal copyright on them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the Lincolns, are amazing for me because they're like a mix of the Mego monsters and the AHIs. Like they've taken little things from each of them. Mostly the AHI figures, but the Frankenstein box, the Lincoln one, is like copying the Mego box.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great copy, but it's definitely mimicking the Grey-Morrow artwork. Stuff like that.
Do you know any of the history of the Lincoln, the sculpts or the artwork or?
No, I unfortunately, I mean, I know a lot about the company itself and how it operated, but I've never had a connection, like a Hong Kong connection.
Yeah.
Lincoln's a really fascinating story in that the New Zealand branch and the Hong Kong branch was just there to fund the New Zealand branch, but there was restrictions on importing toys at that time. So a lot of the stuff that they made in Hong Kong under the Lincoln banner probably wasn't actually sold in New Zealand. Wow. So it's one of those things where they're more abundant in the United States and the UK because they had a UK office.
Okay.
I've been told they had at one time an office in New York. I can't remember, but the one thing I do know, and this is something Eddie Burst figured out. Whoever started Tomland was originally part of Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
And so like that's why the monster sculpts kind of look the same, and there's other carryovers. Is the fact that there was a connection. There was a creative or somebody, at work. So it's really interesting.
Definitely.
But they were a company that didn't actually own their own factory. And they were also really, really interested in stealing, like just straight up copyright theft, like
borrowing.
No, you know what? There's the original slogan for Lincoln was "Boy, oh boy, it's a Lincoln toy."
Yeah,
and which they stole from someone else.
Okay,
but Lincoln. People in New Zealand, experts of toys, collectors there, they said, boy, oh boy, it's someone else's toy.
Right.
They apparently the president, like Lincoln Laidlaw, who created the company, he started out making Matchbox cars, like with the logo in the box.
Wow. Okay.
But they weren't. He didn't have authorization from Lesney
Right.
to do that. He was just like, man, I'll use your trademark.
Yeah.
Like we could all just go make Air Jordans right now.
Yeah. Right. Why
Yeah.
not? Wow. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Very Wild Westy, but I'm glad he existed because he created toys that I don't know. They just hit my imagination.
Yeah.
And sorry.
And I was going to say yours, and it seems like, just from working on this project and knowing what I know, it seems like it did the same thing for a great number of people too.
Yeah. There's some sort of connection I find when I look at these figures. I always I'd love to see the movies these were based on. Even as a kid, I thought that. And this is kind of like why I like outsider cinema and drive-in exploitation. I think you guys are kind of in the same boat,
right?
Yeah.
But it just seemed like a perfect marriage. Racked, cheap knockoffs and cheap cinema. The $2.99 rental, and and it's. I think we should probably. Do you guys what time is it?
10 after.
Okay. I'm gonna do. You guys want to do a contest?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing I've got in here, if I can find it, there we go. Are two stagecraft there. The two Lincoln Monster pins.
Nice. Very cool.
And a set of orange polyester pals.
Nice.
From White Elephant Toys and Odeon. And I'm just going to think of a question to ask. Okay. No, that's too difficult. Okay, which Lincoln Monster has a spelling mistake of their name on the box? I know you know. First person to answer that wins.
Go. Keep an eye on that, Scott.
Yeah, well, actually, where are the comments? Oh, there's the chat. Oh, apologies. I just noticed. Don, that's right. Noel Edward Roycroft. You got it. I think we're friendly on Facebook. If you want to drop me your address, I'll shoot these out to you. And we got a few more.
Yes,
we got a few more correct answers. Y'all got it. And I just noticed Dawn commented that she's watching for her husband and he's been waiting for these and he's a huge fan. I've noticed his comments. Nice. And he's going to be fine. This is awesome. Really appreciate the enthusiasm. So do you guys want to reveal some monsters and then talk about them?
Let's do it.
All right. Scott.
Let's see some reveals, Scott.
That was awesome.
Wow. Dude.
I stayed up all night, but it was worth it. I did. This was doing that was fun. If my only involvement in this project was doing that, it would have been a dream come true.
Man, I got to tell you, every time I see them, they just look better
Yeah.
and better.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I got Frank here.
Here you go.
Now we haven't actually decided, guys, if we're gonna do glow hands or just regular hands. Have we?
No, we haven't. What did you guys put in the comments? Which you have a preference?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love the hands, but I could see them either way and like totally accept them. But I forgot they were glow in the dark until like I was taking photos today in the studio and I turned out the lights and I could see them. And
somebody's commenting on the artwork too. Yeah, the artwork's
fantastic. Oh yeah. That was. I knew he'd get it, and he did. And
the outfit on the Dracula is just fantastic.
Awesome.
Isn't it? It is.
Yeah, this is a really nice thing that happened, and I'll just tell this story is that for years and years, in the 90s especially, I used to collaborate with a woman named Lisa Johnson, who did all these amazing Mego outfits for me and such. And eventually she just kind of, we just kind of stopped doing it. And I hadn't talked to her. I see her, from time to time, wave, say hi. And then I put an ad out like, hey, in my like community Facebook group, as like, I need someone help me make, because I had this cape. I wanted this cape, but I just, didn't know how to make it.
Right.
And she answered, and she's like, you know what? I'm retired, but for you. And she did that. And then she also made the Frankenstein sweater, because there's really nothing on the market like it. And I wanted that kind of, quasi AHI look to it. And
we also threw around the idea about a red shirt version too.
We did.
Right?
Yeah.
We did. Yeah. Because that came out of, I guess, the Tomland one has a red sweater.
Yep.
And I think also that was like I threw one of those reproduction Peter Parker sweaters on him for the first photo I did, and then you guys were like, and it doesn't look bad. I just I don't know, like variations that would be exciting, but do people, if somebody orders a green one, do they want to get the red one?
Right. I think it'll be cool. I think again in the comments, if you guys like the green, let us know you like the green. If you would like to see one with a red shirt, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. It seems to me like the glow hands are winning out, Brian, in the comments.
I'm not surprised, and I'm certainly not. The only way I'm going to win this argument is to side with them.
Yeah, right.
So, Brian, a couple things that I noticed right away, and I thought that one of them was a little bit of a risky choice, and I wasn't 100% sure about it at first, and that was the longer coat
on Frankenstein.
Yeah.
For
some reason, I wasn't sold on that at first, but when I see it on the figure, I think that really looks good.
Yeah,
and it's something different that you don't expect.
I and personally, I love, like, my wife said it to me. I was like photographing it, and she goes, I love that it's like dramatically, looks like it's windy out or something. It just has a flare to it, like a cape. And it's a bit of it's as a kid, like I saw I saw like with the Hammer Frankenstein, and I thought that was Universal Frankenstein. I thought this was supposed to be like Hammer Frankenstein, and so it kind of had a little connection.
Another thing, I'm sorry, Frank.
No, go ahead, Jason. Finish up.
Well, I was going to say the other thing that I think is kind of a dramatic difference, and I got this idea a long time ago before we ever talked about this. Whenever you posted one of your figures from England, the bag figures, and you had one with the Dracula with the green head.
Yeah.
And so when I sent this over to China to get it made, I had the head painted up green like that, and then put the blood on there and everything, and then didn't really do anything with it. And now it's kind of come full circle. But when I'm sure you can speak more about the figure I'm talking about, but
yeah.
Well,
you were doing the creepy classics, I think. Yeah.
But it also I think that figure had a noose around its neck or something.
Oh
right?
yeah, those are the what are those things called? The creepy. Yeah, I can't remember their names off the top of my head. I've got them over there though. The little nooses around there. Yeah.
But I thought the green on the Dracula looks really good.
Yeah,
it really. When we got the samples in, and I looked at it, and I was like, I kind of love this.
Yeah.
There's something about it, and of course, somebody actually in the and unfortunately, I can't read who said it now. Said something about a Count Frightenstein vibe to it, and I grew up outside of Toronto, so I've that's in my blood, so to speak, my green blood. So,
can you all hear my dogs come through?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get this.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that. I really dig the long jacket on Frankenstein, and I like the different colored pants versus just a regular. You can always see him with the jacket matching the pants with the black on black, but I think different colored pants really brings out the color of the shirt too. The green turtleneck. So
I think he looks like a Frankenstein's monster from a low budget film filmed in Eastern Europe. Those,
right.
And I would own this on Blu-ray if that were possible.
So would I.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing an overwhelming response on the glow-in-the-dark hands, and then I'm actually seeing some people saying that they would like to see both the red shirt and the green shirt. So,
yeah, okay. And what about the dogs?
Yeah, they're protecting me from my own family right now.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, that's what they like to do. That just in case somebody tries something here.
Yeah,
I thought they were just showing their excitement for the prototypes. You know what I mean? The pics. They
I thought they were like they were voicing their glow hand vote.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Someone even just put the comments. Even the dogs are excited. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking about the hands, though, one of the things the two vibes on there that I really like is kind of came from the Aurora model kits, which was the big kind of clunky boots and the oversized hands. Yeah.
I can be visual for a second. These hands were on 4 of the monsters.
Okay.
And they are straight up casts of the Wolfman hands from the Aurora model kit.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're pretty great. And
like our hands are kind of oversized and long and
no.
But I thought that was a key element to tie all the figures together was the hands and the footwear.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And tie it into the Aurora, which was kind of my introduction, I guess, to monster toys and stuff, was the Aurora model kits.
Those still resonate today with people that I see, out at the cons and shows talking about monster toys. One of the first things that comes up, besides Lincoln Monsters, is the Aurora model kits. People just have again, a love for those, and it just.
Oh yeah, I mean, I probably put like 5 sets of those together at one point in my life. Chris, somebody just made a comment. Oh, just want to wait. They remind you of Paul Naschy figures. Yeah, I'm a huge Naschy fan, and that's why I opened this live stream with a scene from Assignment Terror.
Right.
He definitely is a spirit. Hombre Lobo is our spirit animal. I guess is the best way to say it. I love his work. I was watching one of his movies last night.
Nice.
But
I've seen a couple of questions, guys, on pricing and also pre-order available. Pre-orders when the pre-orders start.
Right, of course. Yeah, we're burying the lead. Do you want to go ahead and tell, Frank?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Well, I can let everybody out there know that as of tomorrow noon Eastern Standard Time, pre-orders are going to go live. And guys, correct me if I misspeak here, on absolutelyretro.com, whiteelephanttoys.com, and is it plaidstallions.com, Brian?
Yeah, like just the Toy Ventures shop, toyventuresmag.com, plaidstallions.com.
Yep.
You'll eventually find me. But it doesn't matter where you buy them from.
Nope.
You'll have just as long as you pre-order them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And on pricing, the individual figures are going to be $29.95 a piece. That is also going to include some sort of like exclusive club kit or something, Brian. Is that right?
Yeah, the Lincoln Monster Club. Want to keep it in the spirit of Hokum, and the idea of each of these waves we do. Each time we do this, I'm going to try and work it into a double feature concept, with each with its own gimmick. And this one's called the Bloodorama Shock Festival. Yes. And we're going to try and theme it around that, and possibly Spectra X if the stars align. And then each time we do this, because I love little gimmies and gimmicks and stuff like that. Like I very much want to do a vomit bag for one of our, even though that sounds ridiculous. It's like,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the kind of stuff, I mean, I can't afford to have a live nurse come to everyone's house.
Right. And just let me clarify out there for everybody. So the figures, you're going to be able to get Dracula and Frankenstein separately at $29.95 a piece. We're also going to offer that double feature 2-pack that Brian was talking about, and that's going to come in, or I think we're thinking around like $54.95 or something like that, somewhere around there. So you have the a slip cover or something. We're thinking on both figures for the double feature.
Yeah, I think we're working on a slip case.
Yep. So you'll have a couple different options as far as if you want Frankenstein, you can buy Frankenstein separately. If you want the Dracula, you can buy the Dracula separately. If you want that double feature 2-pack, you'll have that option as well. So
somebody asked if there was any variants. I think if the response is it goes well on these, that's certainly something that we've talked about and would like to do.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The more we flex this muscle and figure out what we can and can't do, and geez, there's so many fun gimmicks out there, and so many different things. Like when I was first fiddling around the house, I found like one of those red velvet monkeys tuxedo jackets. Remember I sent you guys that, and it was just like, he was hilarious. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing stuff like that. Will the double still? Yeah, the double will feature both boxes in a sleeve. The sleeve might be slightly generic, so we can, continue to use it. But it'd just be a fun perk to have. And I hope to work with Chris a little bit on taking the awesome. We should talk about this, I guess. Chris's awesome movie poster artwork.
It's phenomenal
for this. And the only reason I used the classic Lincoln Monster artwork on the back for this one is that it's like our first run. And the other reason was like, I have this weird predilection with that Frankenstein misspelling. Like, I just think it's so the chef's kiss of not caring. And so I wanted that. But like going forward, I think we're going to expand, like probably go back and forth, but the next wave will not be reproductions of the classic Lincoln's Monsters. We're expanding upon the theme and hopefully adding female characters and new monster concepts. And we're going to do movie posters for them because we won't have classic artwork to fall back on. And there's something so fun about crafting. It's like reverse engineering a license,
Right. Yeah.
I found a factory to make the barf bags.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, that's awesome.
What are you doing on your Friday night, hon? Well, there's 3 guys talking about getting barf bags made.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I think basically the whole concept behind this is that we we have like an unlimited playground under this banner.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
for sure,
And
sure. And I've seen some people talking about the Phantom and some other, original Lincoln monsters out there. And like Brian said, the next two that we do are more than likely going to be something original. But that's not to say we won't go back and possibly do, the Phantom and the other ones in the same sort of
Yeah.
format. Again, we're just,
trust me, the Phantom was one of my favorites as a kid. But that's a no-brainer. But
oh yeah, zombies,
sorry,
I like
Jason, I
that.
stepped on
Aliens,
you.
of course. Yeah.
Oh no, Brian, did you want to mention some of the ideas? I know you'd floated around some good ideas about some.
Maybe just one.
Yeah.
But the one that's the most fleshed out, and that is next wave. We're going to have a werewolf. It is not the classic Lincoln Monsters werewolf. It is actually a new sculpt. Jason produced that I loved, but it is. You know what? I need to take a look at the actual name I gave it because I don't speak Spanish.
It's very cool.
Mr. Rock is definitely on the table there at some point, right?
100%. And somebody, I think it was someone mentioned that. Yeah, the girl victim is. I'm looking for the name, by the way. So I'm.
The girl victim will be a little taller, though.
No, I just mean the girl victim is such not a thing I want to like. As much as I love her and I want to feature her, I kind of want to do girl monsters. I mean,
yeah.
And here it is.
Girl aliens, girl werewolves.
Yeah, the actual concept. Do you guys mind if I show the concept? Okay, I'm just going to put it on my second screen here, and you guys can see it. But we're gonna do a female monster the next time. Jason has a fantastic sculpt and idea, and it's gonna blow you guys away. And it's gonna look like a Spanish horror movie you wish you had seen. So anyway, so I would like to tell you about what we're working on for Wave 3. This is a concept art. It is not actually a finished figure. Sorry about the look into my face there. But this is Hombre Lobo in Espacio. So this is a astronaut werewolf because, it's always a full moon. And a lot more to this. I have some very fun ideas for this one, but that is what I'm working on. And then
awesome.
Frank has a concept that I think we'll hold off on, but I didn't sleep the night he talked to me about it. And because it was just like, we could do this, we could do that.
Well, one thing for me, Chris Franklin worked on the Phantom and Captain Action and some projects that I worked on many years ago. So this has kind of come full circle. I've been trying to get back working on a project with Chris, so it's been awesome to work with him again. So great guy and a great artist. So
and he gets it. He just gets it. You know what I mean? You can just tell. You know what I mean? The vibe is there.
I owe him about 1,000 solids, so it was really great to actually pay him for a gig. And he was my first choice for this because we had talked up a storm, and I know his sensibilities, and we worked on a couple of like the knockoff Puffy stickers and the cover to Toy Ventures issue 11, which is one of my favorites. So this just was a natural progression, and I'm really excited. Those movie posters just came to life, and it's lovely to say to someone, you know what, Chris, I think it should look more like a 67 Spider-Man sky. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. It's just like,
Yep, he gets it. Totally
So it's been just a fantastically positive journey, and you guys have been great. And
I did it on that. You guys have been
and
phenomenal.
I'm so excited to start this and see where we go next. Like I'm down for I told you guys I'm ready to invest in the first 2 waves because I think this is going to be, I think I'm going to keep a few this time.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
For sure.
I never keep anything. I don't have all the Mego Museum trading cards.
I've told you guys this already, but even beginning of the year, we haven't done too many shows or cons yet. But the cons and shows we've done, people have come up to us and mentioned this project. They've mentioned Lincoln Monsters. What are you guys doing? When are they coming out? When are they going to be available? When can I order? It's just the response has been.
And the wholesale response that you've received is something we didn't even plan for, but that's good news. That means wider distribution, not just getting them out of my garage or Frank's garage, or So, I'm super excited, and we're gonna take care of our fans. Obviously, anybody who orders through us is going to get what they paid for. But I'm super excited about this.
You got something else to reveal tonight, don't you, Brian?
I do. Believe it or not, I still have time to. I still have time to publish a magazine. Although I think I'm going to be taking it down from quarterly to whatever the next other. I don't know what you call it. Every 3 issues a year. Because of my schedule and my time and everything. Because toy stuff is a lot easier to do than editing a magazine by yourself. And having said that, this is a banger. I've decided to just let's see what happens when I do something crazy. So issue 12 is my first issue with a gate folded cover. So it's going to be like a centerfold. But with not no naughty pictures, But and I've also done the craziest thing ever, and you guys, have seen it, and obviously, Jason, you have something to reveal. But
I'm going to hold off on mine.
Oh, okay, you are. All right.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let you. This is your baby.
Oh, okay.
We'll do another one. Yeah,
there you go.
Good.
Sounds good.
Actually, I think by that time we might have more stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott, could you roll the Toy Ventures clip, please?
This is awesome.
It's Kenner's new Stretch Monster.
Look out, Stretch Armstrong! Stretch Monster, stop, Jimbo!
Dude, it's
awesome. When I first saw that, it just blew my mind. It's the most wackadoodle project you could. It's like, why didn't I think of this?
It's amazing.
The thing is I kept I have a real thing for Stretch Monster. Obviously, people might know that. And then this summer, my friend Shannon and I were walking around PowerCon. He's like, "Hey, let me introduce you to Tim Effler. He's the creator of Stretch Monster." And I'm like, "What?" And I think I kind of acted like I was talking to Elvis, and he's just a normal man,
Did you have him like sign your chest?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't get
yeah.
any signatures, but I did. We did exchange business cards, and I interviewed him, and he was just a sport, and he's a very says it like it is kind of guy, and I enjoyed that, and I wanted to do something like crazy special for it, and just do like a tribute to Stretch Monster, and I thought I would, no one really has a working Stretch Monster anymore. If you do, you're like you're doing all kinds of crazy caution and so I thought, well, look, how could I, it'd be cool to give everyone who buys the magazine a Stretch Monster, and I thought about making them out of foam, and then I found an inflatable company, and the pricing came back surprisingly fair. Now, the Spider-Man prototype they showed me had the valve in a pretty hilarious place. And my first thing was like, yeah, don't do that. Move that to the back, please. And they did. And it was like I spent the better part of 30 years looking for a Stretch Monster, and I got it. And it's a statue with that I can't touch that eventually will ruin my carpet. And I don't know. There's something about it was like now, like these will be, filling the space for a Stretch Monster that, whatever will happen, it'll just kind of leak air. And
it just kind of reminded me of like, I don't remember the company, but there was like inflatable Frankenstein and Dracula.
Takara, I think.
Yeah, Takara. Yeah, the large ones, 18 inches or something.
That's what I based these on, was like those and the Ideal Planet of the Apes inflatables. I got the Cornelius, and I thought I could make this. And I'm also doing a very limited edition run of polybagged versions. Just because the cost of this was a bit high. This has a header card using the Porcillo artwork from the cover because it's so awesome. You got it's very called Inflatable Monster because he's not really a Stretch Monster, so I can't say that. Yeah. And then I also want to point out that Speak of the Devil, Chris Franklin helped me design this because I'm not Captain Clipping Path. In fact, it's like my Achilles heel, and he stepped in and took a pretty. Didn't take him that long, But I got it to the factory before Chinese New Year, which was a big worry at the time. But issue 12 has got the Stretch Monster story. I have a story called The Hilarious House of Frankenstein. And this is about a doll called Frankenstein that no one's ever heard of. It was launched in the 90s. It didn't get made. But it's like the modern day, or I guess like late 20th century equivalent of Hugo. It is a kid's ventriloquist dummy that had all these tricks and pranks, and it's basically Frankenstein. So
awesome.
A friend of mine bought a collection that was a former toy employee's, and he got the entire, he got all the prototypes, the boxes, the shots of the Toy Fair booth, all the memos, and it was fantastic going through that stuff with him. And about 2 months ago, and this is just a real cool piece of toy archaeology. And we're also talking about V, and your pal Steve Stovall has done a wonderful job on Palatoy Commander Powell.
Oh, nice.
And that was the other thing. Someone said they have a new Stretch Armstrong. They did a Stretch Monster, and they changed the head completely.
My buddy Greg Brown just said I look like crap on YouTube. Well, I feel like
because you're standing next to me, and I look like crap.
I've got the con crud, or
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That looks amazing, Brian. Brian, and tell us where can we go order the magazine? Where can we
toyventuresmag.com. It'll be available in comic book stores, but the pre-order will go up tomorrow at noon as well. Mainly because I'm tired and it's been a long day. I'll just put it in tandem with the Lincoln Monster orders, and but I won't ship them together because the monsters are going to take a lot longer. Yeah,
very cool.
So
cool.
Yeah, no, and that's about it. Except I wouldn't mind doing another prize. Frank, you've got a couple of Amigo Meat mitts, right?
I do. I still have a few of these left, so we can give a couple away if you guys want to come up with some sort of a question or some sort of
what's a good question? Okay. What was the name of the movie that I used in the opening credits? I mentioned it earlier.
And if you want, the first two people to answer correctly will get a Mego mitt.
To help Scott, people, it was a Paul Naschy film. But he made a lot of those, so that's not that helpful. Like saying an Isaac Asimov book. Oh, okay. You've got one. Okay.
Do you want me to give a hint? I could replay a couple seconds of that intro if that helps.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Winner.
There we go. Who we got?
It would be really embarrassing to have a contest and not have anybody win.
Dad's fan of pop culture.
So both you guys reach out to Frank via the Absolutely Retro page, and he'll get those off to you. One of my favorite stories. I used to listen to this college radio station, and they had this show called the King Turbo Hour, and they would play really loud reggae, and it would wake me up. Like, it was very, very loud, so that was why I listened to it. Yeah. And there's one morning where they were like, 10th caller gets these tickets, and I hit snooze. And then like 10 minutes later, it popped up again. It's like, we're still waiting for that 10th call. And I'm like, how many people listen to the show?
Well, they probably had 9 people. They just needed one more.
Exactly.
1 a minute.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah, it was. That was a good one. I think. You know what? I've got one more thing to give away. If you guys want to do that and split,
yeah,
it'd be great. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I have a murderous maiden. Her name is Carmela, which I've never heard with vampires before.
Very cool.
I'm kidding.
It's
those are awesome.
A friend of mine from Puerto Rico. I don't remember all the details right off hand, but that's kind of a myth or story.
No, I'm being sarcastic. Hammer made different movies.
Oh, okay.
Vampire Lovers. The Twins of Evil had a touch of it. Yeah. It's that is a girl vampire's name. So okay, let's start with what's a good question. What is the name of either of the other murderous maiden characters' names? The first one who can remember the blonde vampire's or the brunette vampire's name from Wet Elephant Toys wins the figure.
There you go.
My ex-wife. I'm kidding.
People are Googling.
They don't have them.
One of the hints is there was a Marvel character, Elektra Bang. Actually, both Marvel characters, because you have Lilith in here too, and Lilith was the daughter of Dracula. Oh wow! All right, so who's the first Scott's ex-wife? Bill Honor. Hayner. drop me a Facebook message either through my my personal page or through the Lincoln Monster page, whatever. Just shoot me your address and it's yours. So,
Yep, very
yeah.
cool.
Well, I think this has been productive. Frank, did you want to talk about your con appearances coming up or anything?
Yeah, sure. We actually have coming up here the April 19th through April 21st. We're going to be in Philadelphia at the Galactic D&I TrekCon. Again, that's April 19th through the 21st in Philadelphia. It's D&I Con, big Star Trek show. I think they have close to like 60 Star Trek sci-fi guests that are going to be there. Then we actually have a local show coming up on April 27th and April 28th. That's called the April Fool's Toy Show. That's in Newcastle, Delaware. And that's tons of vintage toys, new toys. It's a great local show if you're in the area. And then the next big one we're doing is actually May 3rd and May 5th, again, back in Philadelphia. But this is the Philly Fan Expo in the Philadelphia Convention Center. So hope to see you guys out at one of these upcoming events. So again, while I have the mic, so to speak, just to remind people, tomorrow at noon, the Lincoln Monsters figures will go up for pre-order on AbsoluteRetro.com, WhiteElephantToys.com, ToyVentures.com. So if you're interested, they'll be up. Go get them. Get them while you can.
Okay.
Awesome.
Jason, where are you going to be other than hopefully in a bed in 5 minutes?
The biggest show I'm doing is the DFW show in Texas in July. That's the one I'm gearing up for right now. I don't do that many shows, but I'm gonna my friend Greg Brown from Cotswold Collectibles has invited me out there, and so
Nice.
really looking
Very cool.
forward to that one.
That's cool. Very cool. Brian, is it too early? You want to say anything about it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I got a couple things I can say. First of all, I was looking at that 12 reveal, and that's how tired I was today. I left like a whole bunch of stuff like that I got to clean up on that thing, and it's like, yeah, I forgive me because but yeah, I'll be doing 2 to 3 cons this summer. San Diego, I will be there with my friend Robin Adams. We will be splitting a table, and if the Lincoln Monsters are available, they will be at my table. I'm also doing Mego Meet, which is part of ZoloCon. I probably won't bring Lincoln Monsters there because there's these 2 other guys, and I might fly.
We'll have plenty available if you guys.
There'll be plenty there, and we've got some wacky ideas and some possible exclusives we're looking at, like for shows would be variants. But I really just want to say thanks to everybody who keep I was getting people get on with it, and it's like, oh, that's awesome. Like these people are mad, and it's like and it's like you know what, I'm the same way. But something didn't work right. The scallops weren't right on the cape, or it's like, no, we only get one chance to make a first impression. And, I think we'll be a little looser and a little more relaxed as we go forward. But you gotta be careful what you share in the process. And we're getting there, and we really, really appreciate it. Like I've never felt. I've never felt more positive about something. I've gotten nothing but really nice comments, or people really who care, or really you got to do this and you got to do that. And it's like, well, I love this. That's people throwing ideas at you is like the best thing they can do. Right? Oh yeah. So yeah, this is great.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a great evening spending with you guys, and again, we thank you all for the support. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Pumped. And I cannot wait to share what we're talking about.
Yes.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Guys, thank you.
Cheers. You hit ends.